So apparently the newest trend is called unrecognizable makeup. Okay, cool. Now that my credentials are out of the way, let me teach you how to catfish. To start, I'm prepping my skin with a moisturizing but blurring primer. Next, I'm going to go in with a matte foundation. Now, here's the deal. If you have textured skin, you need a lot of foundation. Why? Because if you have large pores, it's like those pores on your face are little cups, and they're going to soak up all of that foundation. So you need to fill in those little cups before you put the layer on top of the skin, if that kind of makes sense. So I like to push a shit foundation into my skin and then pick up any extra with a sponge. To be unrecognizable, you need way more contour than you think that you do. This is where we're going to really start to shape and chisel out the face. This LYS one is super pigmented but blends out really easy, so it's great for this. Don't forget the places like behind the ear, on the ear, and under the jaw. Now listen, I'm about to use 4, yes, you heard that right, 4 concealers. If you think that's crazy, wait till we get to blush. I started with a moisturizing corrector, and now I'm going in with a shade that's really close to my skin tone, followed by one that brightens. This way we can conceal any darkness, but also give that bright look. And then it's a totally different formula that I use for concealer around the face. I'm picking different formulas here because my under eyes don't have pores, but the rest of my face does. So especially if you have textured skin, you're gonna want 2 separate formulas here. Blending this all out, of course, with Thirsty Lemon, duh, shameless plug. Now my first of 5 blushes is gonna be a liquid formula, not cream. Liquid. Now, when I want full coverage, I grab for the Laura Mercier. I really think this one looks the best in photos, but honestly, in person, the Huda Beauty looks better. But we're trying to be unrecognizable here. I'm speeding this part up so you can see how many times I go back and forth to set the under eye to make sure it's perfect before I go in and set kind of the middle of my face. Next, we're doing what I like to call a slip layer, where I set the rest of my face to make sure there's no sticky parts so that my powder, blushes, and bronzers don't stick and look patchy anywhere else. It just makes everything else blend like a dream. Now, I'm choosing a matte bronzer, and I'm going hard into all these places that we already contoured, but I'm using a totally different color when it comes to contouring the nose. Bronzer on the nose can go orange really quick, especially if you have a neutral or cool undertone like me, so grab for something a little cooler. Second blush is a warm peach, more higher up. The third is a cool tone, kind of all under the eye to neutralize it. And the fourth is a glowy blush that I use almost like a highlighter. I'm gonna start with contouring the eye with a transition shade all above where my natural crease is, and using a slightly darker shade to go in the outer V area and more into my natural crease. You know me, it's gonna be a rusty red brown on my lower lash line. This shadow is on its literal last leg, but there's nothing better than an eyeshadow on the face because it doesn't have bulking ingredients. And guys, an eyeshadow is just the best for carving around all over the face. Smudging out your cool eyeliner with a black eyeshadow is going to make it last forever and give you that pro look you've been looking for. Now listen, people literally get filler in their temples. So why are you out here contouring it? Instead, try a matte highlight following the lower lash line up into the hairline. It's gonna be like you got filler, you're gonna be snatched. You're not unrecognizable without some fake lashes, so I'm using Ruffle by Kiss. To make sure my makeup does not move, I'm starting with the heavy duty setting spray, the one that contains alcohol. I'm gonna use some all-nighter to create a film, and then just a moisturizing spray to give me a little bit of glow back to my skin. Overline your lips with the Mary Phillips way, where you add volume at the top and bottom. And then it's our 5th and final blush. This is the cream right on the high points to get that glass skin. Unrecognizable.